What if I told you everything you thought you knew about Beyoncé might be a lie? The flawless queen of pop, the untouchable icon, the global superstar who built an empire on talent, power, and perfection. But behind the sold-out stadiums and glittering Grammys, there's a much darker story that the world was never supposed to hear. Industry insiders are finally speaking out, and what they're saying is wild. Whispers of secret cults, allegations of witchcraft, and claims that Beyoncé has been hiding her true identity for decades, not just from the public, but even from the people closest to her. Jaguar Wright, known for spilling some of the music industry's darkest secrets, has come forward with accusations so shocking. Even Beyoncé's most loyal fans are left speechless. From hidden relationships to powerful industry cover-ups, this isn't just celebrity gossip. This is a look inside a world built on control, secrecy, and untouchable power. And the deeper you go, the more chilling it gets. Long before Beyoncé became the most powerful woman in music, the whispers had already started. According to Jaguar Wright, Beyoncé's secret life didn't begin with fame, it's been there since her teenage years. Behind the scenes, there were already rumors of Beyoncé being part of an exclusive Hollywood circle, not just a friend group, but an alleged lesbian cult tied to some of the most powerful names in the industry. And here's where it gets even messier. Jaguar claims Beyoncé's own parents, Matthew and Tina Knowles, knew about their daughter's private life from the very beginning. And rather than letting the world find out, they allegedly made a calculated move. Get her married. Fast. To protect the brand. And who better than Jay-Z, already a rising icon in his own right, who could offer not only love, but cover, power, and protection within the industry. But according to Jaguar, their relationship wasn't a fairy tale. It was a business decision, a carefully managed image meant to protect Beyoncé from the kind of rumors that could destroy careers. And here's the wildest part. These allegations claim Jay-Z started pursuing Beyoncé when she was still underage. Another layer of controversy that's rarely discussed in mainstream media. But if you thought that was shocking, it only gets darker from here. Now this is where the story takes a turn nobody saw coming. Because according to Jaguar Wright and several others who've worked closely with Beyoncé, the secrets go far beyond hidden relationships. We're talking about witchcraft, spiritual possession, and an alter ego that Beyoncé herself admits takes control of her body. You've probably heard of Sasha Fierce, the bold, fearless version of Beyoncé that dominated the stage. But what fans didn't realize is how real it was for her. In an interview, Beyoncé once said, "Right before I performed for the BET Awards, I raised my hands, and it was the first time I felt something else come into me." She wasn't joking. She claimed Sasha Fierce was necessary because offstage, Beyoncé described herself as shy, soft-spoken, someone who couldn't perform without channeling this other part of her. But this opened the floodgates. Suddenly, the rumors of Beyoncé dabbling in spirituality and witchcraft exploded. And then, her former drummer dropped a bombshell. After touring with Beyoncé for years, she quit mid-tour and accused Beyoncé of using extreme witchcraft behind the scenes. Not only that she claimed Beyoncé was tapping her phone, controlling her finances, and sending people after her to keep her quiet. Things got so bad, she even filed for a restraining order twice. And while the courts didn't grant it, the story spread like wildfire. Fans were left wondering, was Sasha Fierce just an alter ego? Or was Beyoncé channeling something else entirely? But if you think this is just about superstition or stage performance, wait until you hear how far Beyoncé's alleged control reaches, especially when it comes to silencing people who cross her. In the music industry, power isn't just about talent, it's about control. And if these stories are true, Beyoncé mastered that game a long time ago. Jaguar Wright wasn't the first to claim that Beyoncé knows how to make people disappear, at least from the spotlight. One of the earliest stories came from singer Amil, an artist who collaborated with Beyoncé back in the early 2000s. According to Amil, during their time working together, Beyoncé allegedly tried to get closer to her way closer. Amil hinted that Beyoncé was interested in more than just music. But here's where it gets chilling. After Amil turned down Beyoncé's alleged advances, her career started to crumble. Practically overnight, Amil disappeared from the music scene, interviews vanished, songs got buried, and for years, nobody could find any trace of what really happened, almost like someone had wiped her story clean from the internet. And this wasn't an isolated case. Over the years, rumors spread about other artists and insiders who got too close to Beyoncé's private life only to find their careers stalled, or worse. To some, it looks like coincidence. To others, it's industry power at its finest. Control the narrative, control the music, control the people. But the story doesn't stop with Amil, because years later, another major pop star would hint at Beyoncé's secret life. And this time, it came from someone just as powerful, Lady Gaga. If there's one person in the industry who doesn't hold back, it's Lady Gaga. And when she and Beyoncé teamed up for their hit song, Telephone fans loved the chemistry between them, but after the camera stopped rolling, Gaga dropped a line that set the internet on fire. In an interview shortly after their collaboration, Gaga casually admitted, "It just kinda works out because we both like women." Wait, what? Fans were stunned. Was that a joke? Or was Gaga low-key confirming what people had been speculating for years? And this wasn't the first time Beyoncé had raised eyebrows. Way back in the early 2000s, eyewitnesses claimed Beyoncé was seen at a risque club surrounded by female friends, guarded by security, and enjoying an intimate burlesque show deep into the night. Reports from that night claim she was cheering, laughing, and fully immersed in the wild atmosphere while two women performed provocatively in front of her. For some fans, these stories were easy to brush off as celebrities just having fun. But for others, it was more evidence of the life Beyoncé was allegedly living in private, a life that was carefully hidden from the public eye. And as these rumors resurfaced over the years, one thing became clear. Beyoncé's image may be flawless on the outside, but behind closed doors, the truth might be very different. Especially when you look at her most recent project. An album some believe wasn't just for the fans, but a personal message to herself. When Beyoncé dropped her Renaissance album, the world thought it was a celebration of freedom, pride, and the LGBTQ+ community. But according to insiders and fans who know how to read between the lines, this project might have been a lot more personal than anyone realized. Jaguar Wright claims Renaissance wasn't just about honoring her late Uncle Johnny, a member of the LGBTQ+ community. It was Beyoncé's way of paying tribute to herself, to the side of her that's always been hidden, to the life she couldn't fully live out in the public eye. And when you look closer, the signs are everywhere. The colors of the bisexual flag lighting up her stage, the powerful queer icons she collaborated with on the album, from trans DJ Honey Dijon to media personality T.S. Madison, even the lyrics got people talking. In her song Thique, Beyoncé didn't hold back, singing about her desires for another woman in a way that left little to the imagination. And then there's Summer Renaissance, where she flipped the lyrics into something even more bold, hinting at fantasies and experiences fans never expected from her. Some called it artistic expression, others saw it as a message not just to the world, but to herself. A declaration of freedom, a moment of self-healing, and maybe after all these years, a quiet way of saying, this is who I've always been. But as the rumors kept growing, so did the speculation about Beyoncé's deeper connection to spirituality, African mysticism, and powers most people wouldn't dare talk about out loud. Now here's where things cross the line from rumor into straight up legend. Because if you ask certain insiders, Beyoncé isn't just a music icon, she's something much bigger. Over the years, whispers have turned into full-blown theories about Beyoncé's connection to African spirituality, witchcraft, and even the Illuminati. And these aren't just internet conspiracy theories, people who have worked closely with her have said it out loud. Jaguar Wright claims Beyoncé is deeply involved in African spiritual practices, and not in a surface-level way. According to these insiders, Beyoncé is allegedly a daughter of Oshun and Orisha, or goddess of love, beauty, and power in Yoruba spirituality. Others say she may be connected to Yemaya, a goddess tied to the ocean, motherhood, and mystery. But whatever the truth is, the message is clear. Beyoncé isn't just channeling energy for her performances. She might be channeling something ancient and powerful for her life. And if that sounds far-fetched, remember this: her former drummer wasn't the only one to accuse her of spiritual control. Fans have pointed out symbols in her performances, coded messages in her videos, and rituals happening on stage that feel a little too real to ignore. And in the world of entertainment, where image is everything, it's hard not to wonder. Is this all part of the act? Or is Beyoncé quietly operating on a level most people will never understand? And the wildest part? This isn't new. In the industry, power is passed down. Madonna, who's also been called a high-ranking witch and priestess in entertainment circles, is aging out. And Beyoncé? She might just be next in line. But all of this power, all of this secrecy, it raises one final question. How much of Beyoncé's life has been carefully built to protect her image, and how much has been hidden because the truth is just too dangerous to expose? At the end of the day, Beyoncé is more than just a celebrity. She's an empire, a brand, a symbol of perfection that millions around the world worship without question. But behind the flawless image, there's a storm of rumors that refuses to go away. Secret relationships, alleged witchcraft, hidden spirituality, and a level of control that very few people in the world could ever achieve. Maybe that's what true power looks like in the entertainment industry, the ability to shape your story so perfectly that no matter what leaks out, you stay untouchable. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a different story hiding in plain sight. A life Beyoncé never got to fully live. A truth buried under contracts, image control, and industry secrets. After all, Jaguar Wright isn't known for pulling stories out of thin air. Time after time, she's exposed truths that were eventually confirmed long after the world called her crazy. And as for Beyoncé, whether she's part of a secret cult, a spiritual leader in the shadows, or just a woman who built a legacy on her own terms, one thing is certain. We'll probably never know the full story. Because in a world built on illusions, the most powerful people are the ones who control what you see and what you'll never be allowed to find out.